So, but I'm interested to see, how this all plays out, because
You say you're watching from the sidelines.
yeah, I'm too scared to invest in this, man. Like, because the still optimistic thing is, as I said, Leachin finding that money, pulling the rabbit out the hat. Can you imagine if that happens? The stock price is flying. So,
would it?
But
so you're saying when the news comes out that he was able to find it?
Yeah. So I think as it gets closer to the end of December, you might see a dip in the stock price. And then if he finds the money, you go see that jump right back up, because the dip would have been
like how much you think it would move? How much percent you think it could move on that?
I think it could move 30%, at least.
30%.
Yeah.
So how much?
I feel like.
So how low? Wait, how low you think it can go as the deadline
comes up? I think it can go $30. I think it can go. Hasn't it gone below $30?
Yeah, but just because it has before, don't mean it can.
This is a new and more serious target. So I feel like.
Well, so you're saying
I would say $30
over the next
I'm
few
being
weeks,
conservative.
You would wait for it to drop. So you don't own shares now. You wait for it to drop as possible other bad news. To come out.
More news articles.
It could be a situation. Yeah, because I mean, even some articles came out like today. I'm sure there'll be more. But maybe it could be that, hey, some of the people that speak to the Observer or Gleaner people actually are shareholders at the meeting. They could tell you, hey, outcomes, and they're saying, hey, it got my meeting that I went to on Monday or Tuesday got 80%, and we only needed 75%. And it's like, as it grows on more and more, if all of the people are voting yes, 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 then it could make it say, hey, the 95 mil, the 100 mil or whatever definitely has to be paid by this date. So then you
look at the price. The price was on September 15th, $45.64. It closed at. And before that, August 4 was as low as $29.28. And it's been falling from that high of 45 to today. It's now, as you say, it closed $37.21. I think it could touch at $30 again, if I'm being honest. And if it does that, then I could also see it going up back to $40 if he does the magic trick. And that's 10%. That's 30% right there.
So that'd probably be like early first week of January you'd be selling then?
Yeah, first week of January.
Oh. Interesting. The thing is, I don't know, for that, I feel like the 30% is too ambitious. Not to say that it can't happen, but I feel like even if it was to be 30%, that's probably the top. So for something like that, I would try to be more cautious and go for probably 10%, if that were to happen. So it's like, hey,
I think you're underestimating, man, how like the severity of the magic. It's a magic trick, Imagine you find 100 mil out of nowhere, bro. No, man, that's a magic trick. That's literally a magic trick. So I don't know, but I could be just optimistic, as I said, but that is also the optimistic outcome. And how likely do I see that outcome happening? I don't know. Leachin has been finding money. So, I don't. It's hard to roll the dice with a billionaire, man. Like, it's hard to roll the dice with billionaires. I don't gamble, and at worst, I wouldn't gamble with a billionaire. So,
you think you can find the money?
I think he. I mean, one article said he could. Yeah. So, if one article said that he said he could, it's a possibility.
It's a possibility.
Him and so on. I don't know. Yeah. As I said, I don't gamble.
You don't feel comfortable enough to put your money in this?
I think if you are, you're a madman, and I rate you. I rate that. I just don't have.
What if I was? What if I owned the What would have been interesting is if you were someone who was really serious about this, imagine buying the bonds from someone else. So say you could arrange with your broker. So I think I saw somewhere where it was saying 14 different bonds. Imagine if you buy 1 unit of, or whatever the smallest portion you can of each of those bonds after. So I'm saying, like, you're not someone who bought years ago. You're just someone who is up now and you're like, hey, I'm really serious about this. I want to be aggressive with this. I'm gonna try to get, or basically you're just trying to get access to those meetings. And every single day you go to those meetings and you try to find out the outcome of the meeting. And as you go along, you might say, wait, you could be tracking it. You could say, okay, I go start buying initially, just a little, like 5% of the total money I'm putting in. And if every meeting it's still saying yes, 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 it'd be interesting to see, like, I don't know how much of if it's 14 meetings or whatever, how much of the meetings do you have to get the 75% of the people to say yes for it to actually go the total outcome? Is it 75% of those? I don't know. But yeah, so if you're going to each of the meetings every day, you're like, hey, what are they saying? What's the vote? Oh, yes, the vote is yes, the vote is yes, the vote is yes, the vote is yes, the deal is going to go through, the deal is going to go through. And then you might be like, hey, because I'm even thinking, like, you could, if we could short on our market, or like when stock prices drop and you can basically benefit. Like, imagine if you were someone there and you're seeing the yes, because I was thinking that a drop could happen.
That's true.
If the news comes out about, all the bondholders said, hey, we want the deal, that, hey, if the money isn't paid, if the 100 million isn't paid by the end of the year, we get the company. I'm thinking that could cause like a negative or a drop in the share price. You don't think so?
Yeah, I do.
I think it's how it could be phrased, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that the headlines, the news would get a I don't know, I can just think of like what the headlines could say. They'd be like, I mean, look at this article here. They say bondholders issue leeching a US $94 million ultimatum. I'm trying to think like what would be some of the headlines they could use if they've already used the ultimatum, or doomsday comes, or the doomsday clock is ticking on. I don't know that.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, I don't know. I was just thinking
anything
how I would
like
play
our
this.
thumbnails.
But yeah, I don't know. I was thinking if I would, I don't think I would go after it, because I'm just like, I feel like there's just, it's not like, I see the stock after this just going to $100. So I feel like the
I agree
upside
with
that I
you too
see,
with that. Like, and if you don't see it, do you think other financial institutions see it as well? Because you raised a very brilliant point about them buying the company on the cheap. And when I think about it too, NCB, this is Leechen's companies, right? And their stake in NCB. But remember, NCB still has its own debt. NCB itself still has its own debt, and that's backed by Guardian shares and thing. And I start to have to think about, like, even NCB as a company. Do you remember during the pandemic, NCB was struggling, and the reason for that was the fallout in tourism, right? And at that point, you have to think about how tourism and tourism linked loans that NCB had, or so on, the fallout from that, and there are huge ECLs and expected credit losses. They just had to report losses for people that couldn't possibly pay back a lot of those loans that were tourism linked due to the fallout from COVID. And I think about even now Hurricane Melissa, and how that has possibly affected tourism or agriculture backed loans and so on, and what that has to do with, like, even NCB Jamaica's earnings and capital that might be hit from the hurricane's impact. And then I also think, oh wait, what happened to Guardian too? Because Guardian should have, some significant insurance claims from Hurricane Melissa, right? And yeah, reinsurance might cover a lot of it and so on, but they still would have a net cost or so on. So I'm wondering now if those companies are in a cash crunch because of the
Mm-hmm.
fallout from Hurricane Melissa and a lot of other institutions too. But we're just highlighting these. What happens to the listed company NCBFG? Because if less cash is going to them, will they pay
Mm-hmm.
less dividends?
Mm-hmm.
Will they get less money to even pay back those interest payments on those
Mm-hmm.
bondholders and so on?
Once
Like
again,
it's just
that's what I'm saying.
it's
I ain't
rough.
buying this for no $50, bro. I'm not buying
Yeah.
this for no $50. Not buying
Yeah,
it at
fam.
40. To even get me in
Not
the room, it has to be 20. Like if
yeah.
you call me and say, so let's talk about third. As soon as I hear the words third, oh, hang up the call. You have to call me back and I need to hear I need to hear te or twe. If it's
Yeah.
not te or twe, hang up the phone, yo.
You're out,
Don't
bro.
call
Don't
me
even take a
phone.
meeting.
I chop it. Hold on. Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
get you, Brad. Like it.
Yeah. Wow, that's actually interesting because think about it. The whole company at $20, the whole company is worth 300 mil US. This is saying the debt is like 300 mil US or so. So even if they don't own the whole company, they
Exactly.
only own about half or so.
Half. Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm saying. Like it's gonna be interesting because I'm like, wow, what is it? Yeah, because it's a weird situation. Because unless the people who the bondholders are saying, hey, instead of getting my 100,000 US that I was expecting to get back, I already got
Yeah.
payments on top of it. I'll just take 80,000. Like I'm wondering how low are they willing to go?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like if you are someone who you're at it'd be interesting to see like the data on the age of these people and stuff like that. Because if a lot of them are at the end of their life in their 70s or so, they might say, hey, I just want some money now. I don't want to like my kids to have to deal with this and going on, or I'm sure
Well,
there's
when you
other
think,
issues related to that. They might say, yo, I'll just take some of the money. Like, I don't care. Like, how low are they willing to
mm-hmm.
go? And
Yeah,
who
when
would
you
buy
think
it?
about it too, who would buy AIC bonds and so on? It's definitely the older set of people. It's not people our age, really.
Hmm.
So,
Cause
and
a
that was
lot of these
years
bonds
ago.
are pretty far back, right?
Yeah, that was years ago. So
I
that's,
think.
I don't know, man. Like, if I were buying those kind of bonds, I would be in my 50s and I'd be looking to retire. Like, I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, all right, I need to set up myself for retirement. I have cash or so on. Let me put it
Mm-hmm.
in a bond that's deemed safe, and I should be getting quarterly interest payments. I should get back this big principal by the time I'm retired, and then I'd probably put it in our next bond and so on and get interest payments. Like I think of bondholders as, and I mean, I could be wrong. There are younger people. I know Demetrius Fairbairn did own some bonds and so on. Like, yeah, younger people own bonds. It's not like an old
Mm-hmm.
people thing. I get it. All right, maybe I'm just being, but I think majority of the population, that demographic, is definitely in their at least 50s and up. So yeah, bro. And then, yo, the scale of this is so massive. Do you remember the article I sent, or at least the headline I sent in our group chat?
Mm-hmm.
And it said the title was, because I was wondering, would the government bail them out? But the title was "No Bailout for Failed Financial Institutions," says Andrew
Mm-hmm.
Holness, and that was from
Mm-hmm.
January 25, 2023. That was 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So, or almost 3 years now. So, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, if NCB is struggling, I do expect the government to intervene. Worse now, after Hurricane Melissa, they're not gonna have money to intervene. They're just
Mm-hmm.
gonna let it play out, man. And so, I don't know. I think that just makes things super hard.
Mm.
So, I don't know, man. Like,
Yeah, I don't know.
oof.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. But as I said, if I'm not hearing te or twe, I'm not answering the phone, or you're not gonna have me on the phone, yo. This has to be a Dunn's price. I have to look at it
Yeah, I
and be
get that.
like, why are you even selling me at this price? I want that.
Mm-hmm.
I want that. I want
Yeah.
that. It's funny too, because I remember back when it had initially dropped and hit the 30 or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was looking at it then, and then I think some news, I don't remember what news had come out, and it had rebounded. remember what had happened? Some positive news or something had come out about it, and then it rebounded and it hit up to like 40, you know. And some people, you know, could have been benefited from that. They could have bought at a 30, sold at like 40. And I remember, you know, I was like, damn, you know, I could have done it. But then I was like, I'm looking back now. Because to me, when I was seeing it at the $40 over the last few weeks or whatever, months, I was like, hey, to me, I was like, I don't think it should really be there, because I was like, hey, the issue to me still isn't sorted out. Because I remember there was something about our bondholders meeting that was happening. And then, I should share this on screen. 1 sec. Yeah, I can remember it was at the $40 and there was a lot of negative sentiment. It crashed to like $28 or so. And then it rebounded. Something had happened, like some positive news about something had come out. It went up to like 40. It hit almost on its way to 50. And I was looking at it after. And I was like, hey, I felt in a way it was bad. I was like, oh, damn, I could have made that play or whatever. But yeah, I was just like, hey, the issues aren't done to me. I was like, hey, this isn't done. There's going to be some other stuff happening. Why is it at this price? You know?
Yeah.
And so said, so done is now at what, 37. And I guess there's a lot more negative news. Well, possibly more negative news to come out over the next few weeks. Will it hit $30 again? You think so?
I think it can. And I think the way a lot of these news, the media outlets that are putting it, I think they'll definitely cause it to drop even further. Because when it did hit that $30 before, it was that similar sentiment. You know, it was a lot of negative press out there and so on. And, you know, I hear things on the radio, I hear things. And I think right now, a lot of these news articles aren't even Jamaican news articles. Like, you're seeing more Trinidadian news articles. So when that wave starts to hit Jamaica, and then you see it on the business day, and you see it on TVJ and see.
I don't know. Big up Kalila. I'm sure she's
always big up Kalila.
Yeah, I'm sure she probably did stuff on it. You know, I'm sure other people are.
I'm not really seeing anything with Kalila.
Oh, it might have. Maybe it's not a thumbnail. Sometimes it's or it's not the headline feature or something. Interesting.
I don't think Kalila is.
Well, there's still time. Because today. Oh wait, no. It'll be maybe next week then.
The most I'm seeing Kalila talk about is Hurricane Melissa, and you know,
I just don't think it made the headline part. I'm sure that
I don't think she's spoken about it. Yeah,
I'm sure it was mentioned at some point in one of the videos. You can probably check the transcripts after.
But remember, she has that link with Leechin. Like, she had an episode with him on, and I think they did a thing together in terms of like a class and so on. So she might be a bit hesitant to. Well, I don't know. She covers all news, so hey. And this is gonna be big. I think this is gonna be too big for her not to cover it. So let's see. But she's been covering the broiler stuff too. I need to watch her recent episodes, because I said this. She had Chris Levy on.
Yeah, I had read. That was. Oh, I think I read some of the transcripts.
This was 7 days ago. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a look at it.
I don't know. Anything else you want to leave with the people?
Guys, comment below. Like, what do you guys think is gonna happen? Like,
what price would you buy NCB at? What do you think it? Like, what price would you buy it at? Tell me your price.
Yeah, tell me an attractive price.
Price it out. Hold on.
Yeah, what's your price? Because I feel like the people want to know your
whole
price.
Company. So if I'm buying the whole company.
The whole company.
What's that? How much money did they actually make last year? Oh wow, they just released their audited numbers. So for the numbers September 2025, they made profit of, where is this? 23 mil. Is this US? No, this is 23 billion Jamaican. How much of this is cash? They made 69. Ooh. I don't know. I mean, bro, this, if I buy it at $10,
You're insane.
then
But
how
not
much?
really, but
How much is that?
but you're disrespectful.
It's like
Yo,
150 mil US. Why we don't just round it down
$10?
to 100 mil US, right?
$10? You're insane.
Mm.
You are actually insane. There's no way
So
that's
how
going
much?
to $10. I think the pension funds
No,
would
I
have
never say it's going
intervened
to
and
$10, but how much?
oh,
Okay, how much would you buy it for then?
20.
20.
I think it in the teens is gonna look like it's gonna look really bad.
Mm-hmm. It's not about what it looks
gonna,
like. It's about what it has to be. If you don't have the money, you don't have the money.
Yeah, but then think of the pension funds that have been buying this at 100, 150, and so on.
So buy
Like
it at 10.
they would have to. They would have to, which is why I don't think you can even go to below 20. I think you'd
The
see
thing
some
is,
big orders
at
in the queue
$10,
at
it's
that.
at it's 161 mil. So to be nice, because I rate him, I'd do 150 mil.
Oh,
to
the
like round
limitless
it.
discount.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let us